What's up, everybody? This is your boy Shadow the OG, and right now you're watching Shadow the OG TV, man. We're so glad you guys tuned in. And as you tune in, you already know you gotta subscribe, man. You gotta subscribe, you gotta stay notified, hit that notification bell, and hit that like button, man. All the videos that you see that you like, man, for real. It means so much to us, man. Well, here it is, man. We're in here, and what this session is gonna be called is called Kicking Stories, man. And this is what it's all about, man. This is the thing that started all this thing. It was about 2.5 years ago. A friend of mine named Monster, we were kicking it at the Getaway, and we were just kicking stories, man. And he was telling me, he says, man, you need to write these down, man. You need to let everybody, a lot of people just want to know these stories. So I started doing it on Instagram, and every morning I get up, do my coffee, man, do my donuts, man, thing, and I was writing. And Instagram only gave me so many characters, so it stopped me from writing a whole big thing. Put some little pictures to it, and voila, I did 30 stories. And after that, I got such a big response that I just kept going, and it's because of you guys, man. And I appreciate it, man, so much, man. Tune in to me and my brother, man, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. We got a thing called Shadow, the Grimm and Shadow Show, and you just go to my IG at Shadow the OG, and we just kick stories, we just laugh and have a good time, man. So tune in to that. But right now, man, as I was doing those stories, the next thing was, how you gonna do the book, man, or you gonna do a book to it? Grimm got on board, and we thought about how we gonna do this book. And I was thumbing through this other book, man, full of pictures that this lady named Lynn Goldsmith took. And as she was taking these pictures and these photo sessions, she would have conversations with these people that were in rock and roll. And it was dope. It was a music book, man. Let me turn it around so I can show you what I'm talking about. So here's the book, man. And this book right here, man, it had stored this lady named Lynn Goldsmith took pictures like people like Miles Davis, and these are her stories, I guess, while she was doing the photo sessions, you know what I'm saying? She was just writing down these stories, man. She had Ozzy Osbourne. I got a bunch of them labeled, but I'm just gonna thumb through some of them. You know what I mean? She had Run DMC, you know what I'm saying? Bono, who else, man? Bob Marley, you know what I mean? Who else? Let me just NWA, man, and just a small story, with these cats. And I just was, checking it out. Beastie Boys, you know what I mean? And then U2, you know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know, Grimm and I, man, when we was going through high school, U2 was our favorite group, man. A little bit of trivia for you. But anyway, I'm thumbing through this book, right? And as I'm thumbing through this book, man, I couldn't help but notice, man, that I didn't see no, Mexicanos in there, you know what I mean? And it's not like Lynn Goldsmith, probably, she didn't have a session with people like, Richie Valens, you know what I'm saying? Or Linda Ronstadt, you know what I mean? Or even as far back as Question Mark and the Mysterious, you know what I mean? These guys, were in the Hall of Fame, man. Joan Baez, Carlos Santana. It's just amazing. But a guy once, friend of mine, a real good friend of mine named K. Reno the Wizard, man, he once told me, if you don't write your own history, then your history will get written out, man. And that be told, man, that's when we started kicking stories on Instagram. And it's cool, man, because like my brother and I, we started writing these stories on Instagram, and of course, that's where the book started coming around. In the book, we started, kicking stories, and when we needed the book, we were like, how are we gonna do it? We had a bunch of these pictures, man, that I had, you know what I'm saying, and just laying around that both of us had. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Like we had pictures, all kinds of pictures. We got pictures with the famous picture with Filetto and SPM playing chess. You know what I mean? You got SPM sessions and going to the radio stations. You got me and Tracy Morgan when we went on that trip, to New York. Met cats like Fat Joe. Fat Joe came back to Houston. That's my son, and Mello, just chilling with Fat Joe. First, photos, for Grimm and Filetto and Balasso, and we did Making Them Out of Worse, man. So what we started doing is we getting those photos like that together, and we started, getting our stories and matching them, my brother and I, with these photos together. So that's how we started getting this book together, and hopefully it'll come out just as soon as possible. We're trying to get it done just as soon as we can, man. I can't remember exactly who it was, man, that asked me, but I'm gonna write it down right here, you know what I'm saying? And he asked me, you know, to kick a little story about something that happened on the SPM tour. You know what I mean? And I like to do these videos to where it's like between 5 and 10 minutes. So real quick, I'm gonna tell you a little story that you probably hadn't heard already. Everybody knows about this, the notorious mountain story, all right? And if you don't know, man, you know what I'm saying, that's just another story in its own. Grimm and would have to help me tell it because there's just so many people involved, you know, so many people. So anyway, the concert that we were going to after we got off the mountain was a concert that we were doing at Las Cruces. And Las Cruces, we was just arriving. Ike Man and Shut'EmDown were in the 15-passenger white van behind us, and we had all survived the mountain. And when we get there, of course, we get to the venue and it's late. We get there so late that you know, the crowd was already getting a little rowdy. You know what I'm saying? The show needed to go on and stuff like that. And back then, Carlos, you know, he had a set. So the other guys, they were out there already putting up the dope piles that we used to walk through, setting up the props, setting up the stage, setting up the sound and everything like that. And Ike, man, he comes up to me and he starts telling me, "Hey, man, you know, let's go on first." See, they used to go with us, but Carlos had a set, and Carlos would actually have other, you know, like, you know, I can't remember who exactly, but like Russ Lee or some other acts would go first, according to what Carlos would plan out, maybe that same evening. Anyway, Ike and them, Shut'EmDown were coming like in the middle of the show, like a little intermission, and then the rest of the show, it was a long show. It was a pretty dope show, because everybody had their show. Pat Pimps just had her show, Grimm had his shit, you know, so it was dope. Well, we get there late and the crowd is rowdy. So Ike, man, he comes up to me, and what's crazy is that back in the days, and the aggravated, the most hated days, we used to do what's called a kick door. So, and what that was, like, you went up to the DJ and you try to get on the show and do 1 or 2 songs real quick and get in and get out, you know what I'm saying? And, man, it was sort of like that, you know what I'm saying? But I already could see it coming. So Ike Man's giving me this thing, man, where he's, you know, saying, "Man, let's go on, get this show going, man, let's get it crunked up," you know what I'm saying? Let's go on first. And I was like, "Man, Ike, let me get with Carlos first. Come on, man." And the crowd was getting rowdy. You know, like, it was getting rowdy. I mean, it was getting rowdy, you know what I'm saying? So the stage was already up, you know what I'm saying? And everything was already set. All I had to do was just go back there and tell Carlos real quick, you know, say, "Hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and let, you know, them go on because they're already ready." But I didn't do that, you know what I'm saying? I went ahead and let Shut'EmDown go on first. So as soon as they had the set already, so the song we all knew, as soon as that song started, everybody knew the show had started. And of course, man, Carlos, man, beelined it straight to me, you know what I'm saying? He's like, "Say, man, why you put them on, man? I told you, you know what I'm saying? What you doing?" And in his defense, I should have went over there and told him, you know what I'm saying? But under the circumstances, you know what I'm saying, I let the kick door happen. You know what I'm saying? And the kick door happened, and the show was cool. It all went straight. Everybody had a good time. It still went on without a hitch. Actually, Carlos went and talked to Ike about something or another, man, and I guess that's on another level. That's another story, but that was the last show that Shut'EmDown did on that tour. That was another thing. So they left right after Las Cruces. And soon after that, I didn't go to the California leg of the tour. You know, I wasn't going to go on that leg anyway. I was going to come back to Houston anyway. Well, when they left up and they finished off the tour, Grimm, Bash, and them, they went and did all the, you know, the California and the leg of the tour. I went back home and I hooked up with Shut'EmDown, and I was making, you know, songs like, you know, Pound for Pound and getting with, you know, D-Town, Danny D-Town Marino, and getting with him about doing different, you know, future projects, and you know, I really got, you know, enlisted into the Shut'EmDown crew. You know what I'm saying? So, That's just a short little story, man. That's what we want to do. We want to bring them more to you, you know what I'm saying? These are just short clips, man. But I appreciate you all chiming in. I appreciate y'all getting down with me. We're going to send some more to you. We got a lot of things happening this year. Stay tuned in, man. You're right here watching the Shout of the OG TV show. I love y'all, man. And keep it tuned in, and we'll see you soon. Peace.